Hands up, hands up! This is nighttime math minutes. A couple of kids had texted me and let me know that the math minutes that I was trying to do during the day, because I think teaching you at it's now 9:15 at night, seems a little weird to me, but it seems that you guys can see it better if we're doing it at night, where there's not as much light in my apartment. All right, so it is now dark outside, and so we're gonna go ahead and try math minute 56. Also, I had an issue trying to use iMovie to uploading it to YouTube and to answer a couple of the questions on why the math minutes were a couple of parts long. Was because one, I talk too long. I talk way too much. Second, iMovie wouldn't let me go upload anything more than 15 minutes. But then when I tried to do the screen reader, it worked fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and try it again tonight. Offload it to my camera roll and then upload it to YouTube. So I'm gonna cross my fingers and hopefully these will start being one part instead of being so many parts, because I need to learn how to be quiet or at least not talk as much. Well, let's get ourselves started. Like I said, math minute 56, and let's pull this up so we can get started. We have number one right there. Yeah, I blocked for a second. The reason why I blocked it for a second is I had to grab my tool. So you should have your tool to work with. I'm gonna pull out my photo math for my calculator and let's get started. So number one says the square root of 100. And for those of you that are watching on a really tiny screen, I'm gonna try to write the problems down. Square root of 100 equals. The reason why we are going to look at this type of problem first is because we need to know what square roots are. It's a number times itself. What we're going to do is on our photo math right here, and we're going to type in this problem. So I'm going to put in the square root of 10. And oh, not square root of 10. I had my first mistake of the day. That's right. Mistakes are okay. We're totally fine. So listen to what I said again. The square root of 10. What does that say? It's not square root of 10. It's the square root of 100. So I'm going to go ahead and put, I was like, why is it 3.1? That's weird. So I'm going to go ahead and put my other 0 down. And the square root of 100 is, it says 0. So we know that that is absolutely not correct. So let me go ahead and keep looking about what I did wrong. Square root 10. Square root of 100. There you go. Sometimes you have to delete it completely because you've put something else in there. You might not be able to see it, but it's there. So if you have that problem and you're like, dude, that looks so wrong. If it looks wrong, put it in again. It's not going to hurt anything. So as we can see, square root of 100 is 10. Since we know, so let's check it. So we're going to do our problems multiple ways, especially if I give myself a half an hour to do these with you now. So we're going to try it tonight, and then I'm going to look at the videos when I get done with, look at the video when I get done with this, see if I can upload it. If everything works out good, I'll do the rest of them tomorrow night. Back to our problem. But I'm just like on a tangent tonight. So when you look at the square root of something, it's telling you that this number times itself is going to give you the 100. That's what the square root sign means. So the only way that we can check it by putting 10 times 10 equals. And on this one, we can, back to what are we going to do with the cap? So Miss Cheer stops playing with it, throw it in the other room. And now that it's nighttime, who knows if I'll be able to find it later. So we're going to go ahead and do some skip counting. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And that is correct. If you really are not really that concerned over it, try it on your calculator again, but my skip counting by tens is amazing. I'm good at skip counting by tens. So that is 100. So we know number one is correct. Number two, going into number two, to just in case your computer is small, the question is 20.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Sorry, excuse me. My other device in there is trying to listen to what we're doing. 20 out of 100. That's what those two little dots mean. It's a probability question. What is the probability? So we're trying to find the percentage. And we talked about this system last week. This right here, when you see a number with two dots, it looks like it's a time thing. Going over to another, you put the top number first, because that's the parts. And then underneath, you make it in, all you have to do is make it into a fraction. Then you know what it looks like and you understand what it is. It's every 20 out of 100. That's what they're saying. You have 20 parts out of 100. That's what they're saying right here. Because that's what they're saying, now we have an easy way to figure out the percentage. Can anybody remember from last week? Because it is complicated. I give you credit. You could just literally look this up online. We can Google it. You could easily do it. You have that option. But if we're going to do it the long math way, we look at it, and oh my goodness, my bandana's falling off. Oh, okay. See, I put it on so I wouldn't play with my hair, and now I'm playing with the bandana. What you do is you actually complete the problem. So what is 20 divided by 100? So we do that first. We get on our calculator, and we go 20 divided by 100. That equals 0.2. So we go 0.2. So we've done the problem, now we have the decimal. So what do you do now that you have the decimal? You can do this, I got faith in you, you can do it. We've done the problem, now you times your answer. So you have 0.2 times 100, and that will give you the percentage. That's it. So I take my 0.2 times 100. It gives you 20. So that makes it 20%. Excellent. Going on to number 3. Again, for crying out loud, more percentages, more fractions. Apparently, this book loves them. Luckily for us, we like them too. If 65%, so we have 65%. Over equals x over 100. So that's our problem, in case you couldn't see it there. We have to get rid of this percentage sign. I mean, we could put it in photo math. Like, I can do this. But if you do not have a calculator, that's scary. Stop giving me whatever this is. Oh, it's a commercial. There you go. Okay, you have to get rid of the percentage if you have a regular calculator. So what is 65% as a decimal? Because we can put decimals in any calculator. To get rid of that percentage sign right here, what you have to do is you got to take that number. So we put 65 in our calculator and we divide that just like we did here. You see how we times it? If we're going the other way, we divide. We do the opposite. So we take that 65 divided by 100. And that will give us what? 65 divided by 100 equals, so we know 0.65 equals x over 100. We're getting there. We're getting there. You got to go step by step with stuff like this. You got to keep it where you get an understanding first. I'm not worried about correct answers. We've talked about this a lot. If you're new to the channel, I'm not worried about you getting the right answers. I'm worried about you understanding what we're trying to do. What I can do now is throw that in my photo math, and that will give me my answer. So we got 0.65 equals, we got to find a variable. So we got to type in the x. Okay, now we type in the x. I had to put in the fraction symbol. We've all been there with photo math. Over 100. So if we go over this, photo math gives us the answer of 0.65. Okay. So that'll give you the correct answer. So the answer to this problem is 0.65. But how do we do this the equation way, the longer way, showing the steps? What we do is, if this is the, all right, because we got the time tonight. if you have a plus sign on your equation and you're trying to move it from one side to the other, you minus to get it moved. If you have a minus, you plus it to get it to the other side. Because remember, this is a balance. Okay, so we got it again. If you have a division sign, which what we have right there, that is a division sign. It's a function of division. Then we times. If we have times, then we divide. So as we can see, there's no plussing and minusing over there. That's done. We're not doing that. Boom. No plussing and minuses. Boom. Divide. Yes, we have division right here. We're trying to get that x by itself. So to move that 100 over, we're going to times this side by 100, which gets rid of boom, boom, x by itself. And then over here, we're going to go ahead and times this side by 100, because what you do to one side, you got to do to the other. So all we have to do here is now 0.65. So if we put it on our calculator, we have 0.65 times 100. And that is 65. So we're good to go there, correct? Correct. Oh, did I mess up right there? That's 2 problems in the first 3. That's crazy. So what is our answer? 65. I think I put 0.65. I didn't mean to. That was a mistake. I apologize. 65 at the top. Number 4, simplify 8 over 32. This one's not bad. So we're going to simplify 8 over 32. If we're going to simplify our problem on photomath, all we're going to do is put that in. We're going to put our fraction in. 8 over 32 will give you the answer of 1/4. Just so you can see that I'm actually doing it. I'm just not all playing with adds on here. If we're going to do this longhand, so let's do it the second way as well. When you take, remember our magic numbers are 2, 3, and 5. You keep dividing those until you get it down to where you can't divide both numbers by the same number anymore. So our magic numbers. So if we go into the 3s, is these odd numbers? No, they're even numbers. If you divide them by 2, you won't get a 0.5 on the end. They're even. So 3s are out. Can you count out by 5s? 5, 10, 15, 20, and get these numbers? No. So 5s are out. So you got to hit the 2s. So you got to divide it by 2 as many times as you can do it before you can't do it anymore. So the first one, we're going to divide 8 divided by 2. 8 divided by 2 equals 4. So now, so let's start over here. Let's go. We're going to go 8. I'm going to put 32 on the bottom. Got it. So I'm going to divide it by 2 and divide it by 2 and see what I get. So this one up here becomes a 4. And then we do 32. 32 divided by 2. And it becomes 16. So can I divide both those numbers by 2 again? Yes, I can. Of course I can. So I'll just do it again. Do it again and again until you get to that point. 4 divided by 2. So if we got 2 groups and we're dividing the 4 by 2 groups, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you're down to 2. So now you're 2 over, and then I'm doing 16 divided by 2 because I'm absolutely not going to play with that many dots. So 16 divided by 2 equals 8. So now we're down to 2/8. Can I do it again? I'm hoping you can see this from where we're at. Can I do it again? Yes, I can. I can do it one more time. So I divide this by 2. I divide this by 2. And at the end, I get 2 divided by 2 is 1. And then if we do 8 divided by 2, which we already did, so you already got it right here. So the answer was 1/4. All right. That's how you simplify a fraction. That's dragging the problem out to show you exactly what you're doing or what the calculator's doing for you. So when you put this in photomath, it will give you the correct answer. That's correct. But if you need to understand it better, you have the magic numbers of 2, 3, and 5. Usually works with everybody. There's always an exception to the rule, but the vast majority of the time it will work. If they're odd numbers, try the 3. If they have a 0 or a 5 at the end, try the 5s. But the 2s will normally work. So you divide it by 2, you get it reduced. You divide it by 2, you get it reduced. You divide it by 2. You can't divide 1 by 2 anymore. You can't do it. It's 1. 1 divided by, you're done. You're absolutely done reducing that fraction. So the answer on this problem is definitely 1/4. Great. That was so serious. I didn't mean to be so serious. No more being that serious. Ooh, I was focused. What are the factors of 15? Again, we can just ask, Alexa, what are the factors of 15?
15's factors are 1, 3, 5, and 15.
And that is perfectly acceptable. Use your tools. But if we're going to do this the long way, so we're going to do it the coronavirus way, since we have the time, all you do is you start dividing that one number and keep going down. So 15 divided by 1 equals 15. That's an even number. So 1 and 15 are there. Boom, boom. So if we do 15 divided by 2, it's a hot mess. In fact, I'll just show it to you so you believe me. So 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. Just so you believe me. It has a decimal, it's not a factor. 15 divided by 3 equals 5. You don't believe me? 5, 10, 15. 3, you count by 5s. So our 3 and 5 are factors. 3 and 5 are factors. If you try to do 15 divided by 4, it's a mess. We've already done 15 divided by 5, correct? We've already done it. It's right here. So if you keep going up, no, it won't work anymore. So you're done. Good for us. Anything bigger than this? Well, anything bigger than 5, your numbers are going to be too large. So there you go. List the first 3 multiples of 7. Again, 2 ways. Alexa, what are the first 3 multiples of 7?
Here's something I found on reference.com. Some multiples of 7 are 14, 28, 70, and 700. Any number that can be expressed as the product of 7 and another number is a multiple of 7. Any number that can be evenly divided by 7 is a multiple of 7.
Thank you. So since we're talking about multiple 7, if you're looking for it in your brain, I'm going to do it up here real quick because I've run out of room here. The multiples are 7 of your multiplication table. 7 times 1, 7. 7 times 2, 14. 7 times 3, 28. 7 times 4, whoa, I'm off. Woo, I'm very off. Sorry. Trying to do it too fast. 7 times 3, 21. 7 times 4, 28. You just go through your multiplications tables. And that's why you got your, if you don't know your multiplication tables, that's why you got your calculator. You're all set. Down here, as you can see, I missed one. 21. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. And yes, I can skip count by 7s. Skip count by 7s. That's right. Going up. Hopefully, like I said, based on what we talked about with our, sorry, I need to tape. What we talked about iMovie, hopefully I will not have to stop here in the video. Hopefully I can go a little bit further. And since I went and I broke into the school last week and got in for a couple of minutes, I managed to get some more ginormous Post-it notes. So we do not have to be all dainty with our Post-it notes for this week. Eventually, if we don't have school for a while, even I'm gonna have to order some from Amazon. Okay. Come on. The stickiness is driving me crazy. Okay. Ah, did it again. I'm fighting with it. Fighting with it. Okay. I might have to put that in there. Well, look at that. Look at. Okay, let's try that one more time. Okay, there we go. Wow, that was quite a battle, everybody. It's a little bit harder to do when it's dark out. Okay, you don't see as well. Let's bring our problems down and keep going. All right, so 7 through 10. Let's finish this up. Is 10,000, as I read it, I'll write it. 10,032 evenly divisible, so evenly divisible by 3, which means, is there a decimal? If we box the important information, is that number easily divisible by 3? We just gotta, this is an easy problem. Can't get much easier than this. There's really only one way I want to do this, because no, I am absolutely under no circumstances doing long division with you. Nope. I love you. I love you in my soul, but I don't love you that much to stand here and do long division at 10 o'clock at night in my kitchen. Not doing that. So we are at 10,032 divided by 3. 3,344. Is there a decimal? No, there's no decimal. The answer to that problem is 3344. And how we say that is 3,344. Is there a decimal? No. So that is evenly divisible by 3. Got it. Oh, we love this one. You know why we love this one so much? Because we pull out the monster. Rah! Monster looks like this. Put some teeth. Ah. Teeth. Ah. Put some blood. Eyeball. There you go. It's ready to eat you. So it always eats the bigger number. So whichever way its mouth is pointed is the bigger number. That's how I remember how to do it. The equal sign is self-explanatory. If both sides are equal, it's equal. So let's see how many times we get to draw our monster. How many times we get to feed it tonight. You've got to be kidding. Again, what does this mean? What does it mean? It has an exponent. So for those of you that are having a hard time seeing, I will write this bigger. We have 10 squared. Over here, we have 1,000 divided by 10. So let's do those two problems. Those two problems are easily done. For those of you who do not have a square on your calculator, this means this is your base. So all you do is you put your base number and then you repeat it how many numbers is up here. So there's a little 2. So I'm going to repeat that 10 twice. Now who can remember from last week and from when we were in class, what function do you put there? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide. You got it. Multiply. So 10 times 10, if we put it in our photomath, 10 times 10 equals 100. So all of this right here equals 100. So this side is 100 now. We're good. This is a very long division problem. Again, oh, wait a minute. It's not really that long. You want me to do a trick? I'm going to do a math teacher trick for you. When you have zeros at the bottom of a fraction and you have zeros at the top of a fraction, you can get rid of them. You can say 1, boop. That's it. So that means that anything over 1 is itself. Because of that, this will become we have 100 on one side and 100 on the other side. Does the monster get fed? Yes? No. No. Monster does not get fed. Because the monster doesn't get fed, we have equal sign. You know, I'm going to put some eyes on that because I kind of like little emoji. There you go. Equal sign. It's like, it's equal. Don't gotta worry about it. Down here, we talked about it again last week. We're going to practice again today. You compare the numbers one at a time. So when you have these numbers here, you have 0.042 on the one side. So just so you guys can see it a little better. Whoa, my cow, wow. 0.042. And then on this side, you have 0.05. Best way to figure out decimal points. Which ones are bigger? By far the easiest way. Write them over here on top of each other and line up your decimal. You put your decimal point directly underneath it. Make sure your numbers are correct. Whoa. Okay. Now you compare going down. These two, same. These two, same. Now you're going to compare 4 and 5. Would you rather have $4 or would you rather have $5? I would rather have $5 because 5 is bigger. Since 5 is bigger, this number is bigger. So we get to draw our monster. So let's go ahead and draw our monster up, eating this side. Monster one's big. Just like anytime I'm going to go and pick a piece of slice, like a slice of pizza, or if I'm going to eat a slice of cake, I want a big old slice. I don't want the tiny slice, I want the big slice. I'm a big woman. Draw my monster. It's going that way. So you're gonna eat that. Going down to number 10, we have achieved. We are now officially at number 10. This one was pretty quick today. These ones are pretty straightforward. Maybe I just learned how not to talk as much. Maybe I'm a little freaked out that it's like dark in my part. So 32% or 32 times out of 100. Oh, you gotta be kidding. Got to be kidding me. If we look back up here, can I see it? Yes, I can. When I told you this equals this, right? So you put 20 over 100. So when you see that symbol, it's 20. The number goes on the top, the first number. The second number goes on the bottom of your fraction. So let's do that one first. That one's pretty straightforward. So here is our fraction. We're going to get rid of this because this, all right, so so in case you guys can't see it, all we have to do with this one is put 32 over 100. Perfect. When we were working with fractions, the first thing we do to get rid of that, not fractions, we get rid of the percentage sign. To get rid of the percentage sign, all you have to do is you have to divide that, correct? So if we're going the other way, if we're going from percentage to decimal to fraction, you have to do what? Divide. So we take our 32 and we divide that by 100. That will give us the decimal. So we do 32 divided by 100. Excellent. So 32 divided by 100 is 0.32. Perfect. Now, am I going to put that on a fraction or am I going to make that a decimal? It is always easier to make a fraction into a decimal instead of a decimal into a fraction. It's a little bit more complicated because there's reducing fractions involved, and you don't want to get involved in that stuff if you do not have to. So to get rid of this fraction, to make it a decimal so we can compare, because right now, because I am running fast tonight, which I'm really excited about because these problems are not very complicated this evening. Okay. When you're doing problems like this, there's always so many different ways to do that. Always. There's a ton of different ways to figure these things out. The kids in my program, they would have just put in 32% equals, and they would have made this into a fraction, and photomath would have done the work for them. And that is a very, very, very good way to do this. No doubt about it. Extremely good way to do it. But when you're trying to work with fractions, fractions have so many particular rules involved, especially since it's a problem that's not complete. That's what really people run into problems with, because this is a function. People are like, oh, people just don't want to deal with decimals. And I would much rather deal with decimals because I understand money and a lot of other people understand money. So we're definitely a base 10 decimal type culture. Fractions, on the other hand, just confuse us. So the best way to if you're going to compare these two things, you do not want to compare this and make this a fraction. You just don't. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. because then they're going to ask you to reduce it. Then we're going to have to bring the magic numbers back out, and it just becomes way too complicated for its own good. So just finish the problem. The division symbol is already still there. So what we're going to do is go into 32 divided by 100. That is so garbage. That is horrible. It makes me so angry. If you do 32 divided by 100, guess what it becomes? Just guess. 32 divided by 100 equals 0.32. No monster stuff tonight. No second monster. We just got to do our other emoji. We got to go our boom emoji because the monster's not going to eat. We have 0.32 on one side. We have 0.32 on the other side. Because of that, it is equal. We don't even have, because you can actually even see it. Watch, look. 0.32, 0.32. Those are your both sides. These are the same, these are the same. There's no more digits. They're the same. So let's go ahead and put our eyeballs in. Perfect. Beautiful. That is photo math. Math minute 56 for tonight. I will go find my cap in the dark. We're going to give this a shot. I'm going to try to upload the video as a whole tonight and see if we can get it up. If we can get it up and it looks super nice up in the dark comparatively during the day, I will continue doing them at night, even though it's a little creepy. Thank you very much. You have a beautiful evening. I will talk to you tomorrow. Go math.